so much.
Recording. Yeah. Ready?
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Dude, you got like trigger finger. Like seriously, quick draw Zeptimus over here. Well, so much praise to give. Let's just dive right into it. I want to praise Zeptimus for supporting me and writing all these forum posts that the Common Swarm needs to pull up. Zep, I can't believe how much love and heart and soul you bring into TEC. So endless praise. I want to praise Nuggin and Fabio for jumping in. Oh, and Chui's friend, whose handle I can't remember, but for jumping in and making some pull requests on the Common Swarm to help us improve a few things that I'll talk about in the call. I want to praise Sam and Wonka and Mateo for jumping into a hackathon and Danny. Wonka's partner, for jumping into a hackathon in building unbreakable vows, which I think will be really valuable for the TEC and everyone else. And I will leave it at that. Mitch, I want to praise so much Mitch, and I'll pass it to Maddie G. Do you have any praise to dish?
Hey, yeah, I'd like to praise Nate Suits and Vive IV for helping me, reaching out and helping me find a place to plug into the TC, and Nebs for helping onboard me to the praise quantification tool project, so I can hopefully help them out with some development work on that.
Nice, and I can pass. We normally pass it. I don't know if you want to pass it. Only you and I have gone, so you can't. You can do no wrong. Okay, I'll pass it for you. Maybe we lost. Yeah, I'll pass it for you. Maybe we lost your connection. How about Gustavo? You have any praise to dish?
So yeah, I'd like to dish praise to Metaverde, who helped me last week on the labs, getting started with some exercises with Web3 coding stuff. Durgadas for giving us some interesting points, philosophical points about life, and Chuy Garcia for all of his support, and Escanor for the translations team doing stuff over there also. And I'd like to pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Gustavo. Yeah, I would like to praise Grief for his leadership. I am also here with Mario Rosso. He's one of my friends here in Barranquilla, so I would like to praise him for jumping into the community and syncing with teams. I would also like to praise Durgadas for his unsolicited advice, that it's always welcome, and Grief for his leadership and for always being there to solve anything and super available for the community. And Sam and Mateo and Danny for yeah, getting into that hackathon, and we hope to expand Celeste capabilities. Um, and I will pass it to Tam.
Oh, well, you caught me not ready, but I'm going to do my best. So I'd like to praise T Wells and It's a Boy for their hard work on the One Hive episode on TEC coming out soon. I'd like to praise Edu, Nate, Gideon, and Manu for agreeing to be on the Communitas multisig. Christopher for handling rewards with like calm and professionalism and poise, and always continuing to move forward, like not getting rattled, not letting anything get in your way. I really, really respect that about you. Ivy for such thoughtful feedback every time we talk. Oh my God, I feel like I'm learning so much from her. Chewy, it's such a pleasure to work with you. So much enthusiasm, integrity, humility, skills, class. It's just, I want to say it's been a pleasure working with you. And Gideon for putting so much think time into TEC writing and editoring and having a really big picture. And I'll pass to Olivia.
Oh no, I arrived late. I was still typing my phrase. Okay, so I praise Sid Code for being an amazing connector and for weaving contributors between superstars and the TEC contributions. I praise Kishore and Andre from Deep Work for their interest in collaborating with our onboarding journey and wanting to implement praise. I praise Ivy for the preoccupation with the praise on behalf of people issue and for thinking of solutions. And I praise Anne for jumping into the case studies and giving her a wealth of anthropology knowledge and helping to guide us. And I praise Juanca for being so attentive to everyone's needs in the community and for doing his best to keeping harmony between people here. And I praise Durgadas for being so curious about so many topics and for jumping into multiple calls. And I praise Christopher and Mateo for the last session we had on SourceCred and for the progress that is happening in the reward system. And I'll pass to Ahmad. Maybe.
I have a quick question. Is the ring? You guys hearing the bell?
Oh, I didn't hear the bell.
Because I don't see the green circle, but it's. I mean.
No, we don't hear the bell.
Okay.
Hey everyone, this is my first TEC meeting. Hey Griff, how's it going? So I'm helping with recruitment for General Magic, Giveth, and the TEC, and I just joined like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I wanted to praise all of you on the launch of the TEC last week of the token. That was really amazing, and I'm just here to sit in and learn what I can. Let me pass it to Mario.
Hello, thank you. Could you? Sorry about that. Okay, I want to praise Juanca, Danny, Sam, and Mateo for joining the hackathon, and of course Chuy to be always aware of what is going on with the animation and video production team. I'll pass it to Miguel.
Hi. I want to praise for Grief because today I saw a video about Give It and helped me a lot, and I also want to praise for Chuy because he always teach me when I don't know what to do, and also Juan because he's like the Colombian ambassador. And I like that all the Latin American people are getting here and it's growing up. It's a community that it's growing up so much, and I like that. So I'll pass to Chuy.
Thanks, Miguel. I want to praise Mitch for approaching teams for the proposal in Verticomms. I want to praise Griff and Tam for the great article they published. Durgaras, Mount Manu, and Nate for all the hard work behind the newsletter. Acid Laser for the great efforts in Twitter and being an amazing partner in every project you collaborate with. Gideon for your amazing publication. Anatek and Angie Berry because it's great to see your ideas blossom around TE Academy. T-Wells for the great job in the One Hype TV TEC episode. And I would also like to praise Angela and Patty from TE Academy because we couldn't afford so many efforts without your support. And I'll pass it to Gustavo.
Thank you. I already did praise, so I'm gonna bounce it to who's missing? Ratio 13. Oh, Septimus.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll pass it to Ratio after. I want to dish praise to Nagin, Griff, and Sam for helping with dev questions. I want to dish praise to Tam, Mitch, Livy for coordinating for the multi-sig talk. I want to dish a huge praise to GH for being the real hero with Dune Analytics. I want to dish praise to Frischel for making herself available to get a call to teach me how to organize around treasury management. I want to give praise to Juan for all the improvement on the leadership. I want to give praise to Gideon, S. Laser, and Nate for how to get TEC article. I want to give praise to Ratio for the trekking our talk for transparency. And I also want to give praise to Ivy for being the best team partner. And Chui for huge coordination. Oh, 1 second. And I'll pass it to Quantum 369.
Hi guys, I want to praise all of you that you are doing a great job. Thanks. I don't know who to pass.
I can pass it for you, and I want to praise Zeptimus for holding the clock every time. Dude, your arms. Yeah, luckily you work out a lot. I mean, because this is gonna be serious. Rachel, did you still want to go?
Yeah, I was just want to praise Zeptimus and Ivy for the continuing onboarding support for the Transparency Working Group. And I also like to praise JH for taking on the Dune Analytics project. And I'll pass it to Sarah.
Sarah Camargos, are you there? If you end up popping in, Sarah, feel free to unmute and mute so then we know you're alive a couple times. But I'll just pass it for you to Alan TV.
Thank you, Griff. I want to praise the animation and video production team. And also praise Chewy for attending the team meeting. And praise everyone in the community for being here another day. And I think that's all. I don't know who's missing. Pass to you, Griff.
Sure. How about Ann 3?
Yeah, hi everybody. So I'm coming from Giveth right now, so this is my first TC call. So just to briefly introduce myself, I'll be working with Livia and Nate on the case studies, and I am trained as an anthropologist, so most of the time I'm just going to be an observer, kind of like fly on the wall, keeping a neutral stance on what's happening with the TC. I want to praise everyone here for the TEC launch. Congrats. I want to praise Griff and Tam for releasing an awesome collaborative economics article. And of course, I want to praise Livia and Nate for their hard work and perseverance on the case studies. Great job, everyone. And I'm not sure if I'm the last one.
No, don't worry. I can pass it for you. It gets complicated. Let's throw it to Benz.
Hey, slower week for me with the TEC, but I wanted to praise Wonka for a great call this morning with Forrest, talking about gravity and Giveth. That was really exciting. So that's it for me. Thank you. I don't know who is Manu? Mount Manu?
Yeah, you got it. Not ready, but you got it. Okay, so on the spot. All right, well, I want to praise Chewy for having more vision than Nostradamus when regarding to comms. I really admire, we're almost same age, but I learned so much from you, so I want to be praised to you for the way you're managing the working group. I want to praise Tam and Griff as usual because their leadership is unwavering. So week after week, I want to praise the efforts that you do leading everyone. I want to praise Alan TV and John Jonas for feedback that they have. I want to praise Gustavo for incorporating himself so quickly in the community and already providing such valuable ideas. I want to praise Septi because he's the timekeeper and his excitement is contagious. And I will pass it to I do not know, but Maddie G.
I know, Maddie G was like first. It's okay. I think there's only 2 left. I'll have to keep looking, but let's throw it to John Jonas. No luck, John? Oh. Okay, John Jonas, I'll throw it over to... Oh, yeah! There it is! Go for it! I saw you on mute. Oh no. Okay. Okay, I'll let it go. Let's throw it to Eduardo.
Thank you, Griff. I wanted this praise to Comfort, David Miller, Ekene, Enrique, Gushikudo, Joseph S., Luis Cáceres, Mario Rosso, Miguel, Nate, Popline, Ratio 13, Theo Rank, and Verent for joining the orientation call and having a productive call on that call. I wanted this praise specifically also to Shui and Juanca for onboarding so many people from their countries. I think they are like ambassadors of the TEC, and it works amazing. I wanted to praise also to Ratio 13 for getting more involved with the TEC, and I wanted to praise to Juanca also again for helping with the orientation call and coordinated and coming out with that. And back to you, Griff.
I see Acid Laser just slid in, so let's throw it over to you, Acid.
Hey, so I want to praise Septi and JH for the Dune Analytics of TC. Looking pretty good. Praise to Tam for keep helping us at Twitter. Praise to Chuy for always be my sensei. Praise John Jonas and Alan and Mario for all their work at animation. Praise Miguel because he's involved in a lot at TC and he's a really cool dude. And praise to Livia and Katarina because we're working on the decision making infographic, and I think that's it. I don't know who's left. So back to you, Griff.
Yeah, I think you finished us off as long as no one else slid in. I didn't miss anyone, right? Speak up if you can. I know John Jonas and Sarah were tough to find. Oops. Let's see. Yes, welcome to Community Call. Actually, it's 68 because the launch party totally counts. And still waiting to share. Okay, yeah, we're up. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for dishing all that praise. Just so you know, praise is a 24/7 thing. It doesn't stop. And it's getting rewarded with TEC. The reward system is still in motion, getting sorted. There was a big meeting today to figure out all the source code stuff for GitHub and things. Things are heating up there. So don't feel that your praise goes unnoticed. We track every single one and reward every single one. So get in there. You get to decide how TEC gets distributed via praise. The other thing, hey, put on a smile. Turn on your videos. We like to take screenshots of ourselves every week and see how we get older every week. No, but we're going to get some smiles in. And while you're smiling, keep going. Get those things on. I'm going to read the values. So our values are these. This is how we do our work. So our Commons operates from a pro-social, human-centered perspective and prioritizes the advancement of token engineering over short-term profits. Integrity, curiosity, constructive inquiry, presence, and gratitude are foundational for maintaining mutual respect within our growing community. We encourage our members to be radically open source, non-hierarchical, transparent in their intentions, and accountable for their actions. This is how we advance token engineering. So the other thing that keeps us all strong, thank you guys for the video. I'm sure we got a good one. The other thing that keeps us strong and lovey-dovey is all the work behind the scenes that Gravity does. If you ever feel conflict with someone, we want to lean into that. Conflict is a way to make our community stronger. We can learn from it. Feel free to message any of the active gravitons on Discord. You can see there's an active graviton role, or you can also fill out this type form, which is in the slides here. It's linked right here, and you can make an anonymous report and be like, hey, guess what? The community's like relational fabric has a little tear. Let's repair it. It helps us out a lot. And also, big announcement, there is the TE Fundamentals AMA tomorrow at 5 p.m. CET. There's a Zoom link here. Definitely don't miss it. They're the first project we funded through this novel economy, so it's super cool to hear them out and see what they're going to do with all the money that they just scored. So that's huge. And with that, I'm going to pass it to the Steward of Stewards, Tam, to take us down what's going on with the Stewards.
Cool. So, Sprint 26 is closing today. We're starting Sprint 27 tomorrow, and it's another super productive one. I mean, so much happening. Commons Upgrade went live this sprint. It seems like so long ago, but no, it was this sprint that Commons Upgrade went live. 2 proposals have passed already, TE Fundamentals and Transparency Working Group, and there are 3 more working group proposals on Gardens now that can be voted on. So this link here will take you to the sprint board, and I'll share my screen now. And the sprint board is empty and ready for us to plan our sprint tomorrow. So tomorrow is our sprint planning. It happens every other Friday. So today, on the next slide, today we had our I'm starting with support for the Stewards Working Group proposal. So the Stewards Working Group proposal is on Gardens now. Looks like it's going to be about a day or so to pass. If there are more people who want to throw their weight behind it, they'll probably pass faster, and then we could switch our votes to help both Gravity and Communitas pass their funding proposals as well. The sprint retrospective we had today, let's see here. I'm having a little trouble with my browser today, so you can't see it very well, but essentially what we do is we go through what went well, what could be done better, and actions to improve. It's always Ivy who does this phenomenal star art, I guess we'll start calling it, on every retrospective board. This retrospective board, honestly, I found it really hard. Could do better in actions to improve. I don't think we're at the top of our game, but I really think we did so much well this sprint. It was really difficult to come up with something. But we circled around to let's work on a narrative and brand storytelling, which is never a bad idea. What's on the Stewards' mind this week? We talked about, we do a normal check-in, temperature check on the community in the beginning. We are organizing the presenters for the TEA, Token Engineering Academy, and TEC Intro to Token Engineering that happens monthly. The next dates are February 16th and March 9th. There should be a sign-up sheet for that relatively soon. We talked about 2 requests that came in, maybe 3 requests that came in, of hatchers whose tokens are frozen and their wallets were compromised. So there have been requests to see if it's possible for us to help them unvest the tokens and move them to a different address, essentially. And we talked about the technical feasibility and social impact of doing that. The TEC's the TEC Stewards Statement of Commitment. It's on the forum here if you want to understand it better. But essentially, it is our way of making sure that the stewards are staying active and present, servant leaders in the know. And every 6 months, there will be a statement of commitment on the forum. And for any stewards that are no longer interested in being a steward or not present, moved on to something else, they will be offboarded using the normal offboarding process or self-requested offboarding process that we have. So far it's just me and Mitch. I only posted it, I think, today. So I think we'll get some more stewards to share their statement of commitment. And what else do I have on this list? I mentioned the introduction to token engineering. Twitter retweets. I mean, our Twitter's on fire. So it's, I don't know if I can pick just one today, actually. I would say, of course, the retweeting the AMA for TE Fundamentals is going to be great. It's the first bachelor level program for token engineering. So watching that be created is going to be something quite fantastic. Of course, Omega Group's another great retweet. I got a huge kick out of finding Simon de la Rouvier share his perspective and respect for the token engineering commons in his newsletter. Simon de la Rouvier invented the bonding curve and has been a really big supporter of TEC. So maybe if I had to choose one, I would say retweets equal love. And if you retweet any of them, please retweet that one. And it's my great pleasure to pass to Juan Carlos with Gravity.
Thanks, Tam. Well, the update from our working group is that we have our proposal in the gardens, and that we will be requesting funds for 6 months operations, and that we will be trying to implement a new structure for the working group, a very decentralized structure. So it's a challenge, but at the same time, I also think that if we nail it, we will do something really, really cool that would be the purpose of a service DAO that helps DAOs and its community members managing conflict. I see Griff like lost his internet, so I will share my screen. And yeah, if you want to support us, here is the link to the gardens, and you can search it in a lot of places. And we will be using ZenHub to keep the registry of cases and DWork to coordinate bounties. And the role of Gravitons is the peacemakers. We try to facilitate communication between conflictive parties and try to reach transformative actions. Also, we will be having uh, like practice groups that will come in the form of educational activities, and they will start later this month, maybe last week of this month, about deep democracy and liberating structures. So if you want to foster your skills in these toolings, you are completely invited to these calls and trainings that we will have. And with that, I will pass to Common Swarm. You're muted, Grief.
Thank you so much. Yeah, trying to share screen in all these games. Well, Common Swarm is rage quitting. That's what. No, I actually just Discord shut down on me. But we are actually. This is the last time you'll ever hear Common Swarm thing again during these calls. Oh, it's so sad. The Common Swarm's work is done. We have successfully achieved a massive feat. I'm very happy with what we've done. Like, major praise goes to Paulo and Sam and Nugget and Bradley and Vitor and Fabio and all the people who contributed a lot, even way before that, to make all this possible, especially Gabby. Gabby really made conviction voting happen for everybody, including, Giveth, Bright ID, and the whole, Ethereum Web3 space. So couldn't have done it without those guys, of course. But our work is complete. With the ABC has already raised over 200K via tributes. So congratulations on that. Pretty amazing. Wonka, you're unmuted. But also Gardens has funded the TE Academy, so that's super cool. And we still have over $1 million in our common pool, which is just incredible. So we just have 3 little issues that we're solving. One is actually Gideon's here with the how to get TEC. Gideon and Zeptimus and a few other people have been contributing to make it really easy to go from DAI on mainnet to TEC with our bonding curve. So that work needs to be showcased in the application. And also we already have a PR here to add TEC to MetaMask right here, a little button there that will actually do that. And also fix the convert all button. When you come here, when you click convert all, it won't try to pull out your locked amount. So these things just need to be merged. Nugget's going to help us with that, and then we're done. So bye everyone. Thank you. It's been fun. I'm obviously still here, but the Common Swarm, I'm saying goodbye for them. And with that, I'll pass it to Livia.
Thank you. Can you pass to the next slide, please? So yeah, this is the decision-making graphic that we've been working for a long time, but it was just because we were waiting for the proposal to pass and the commons upgrade, so we had the final information to add there to cow voting and conviction voting. And next to this, we're going to be working on one to just have the parameters of each one of the stances. So it will be really easy for have more or less an intuitive understanding of our polycentric governance framework. So just a quick explanation. I know there's new people in this call today, and we are a duocracy, just a reminder that anyone can submit proposals, and not only proposals for conviction voting, but also for our cultural framework. If there's something in the culture or that you think could improve, or that you think is broken and you want to give a solution for, we have a governance process for that. And also, if you want to submit something to TAO voting or conviction voting, everyone is very welcome to do that. And the process starts always on advice process. So there's 3 types of advice process: small impact, medium impact, and large impact. And the way you assess that is just understanding how many people are going to be affected by your decision, by the proposal you're wanting to run with. So if it's a small number of people, you can go ahead and just ask experts. So it's a very like peer-to-peer. You can ask people in DMs and the chats and move along with your needs. And then medium impact, you ask a working group. So maybe that's related to a specific work stream, and you come to a working group call and you bring that topic for discussion, and then you can move forward with that depending on how this conversation went. And large impact is when it's too many people that you can't put your finger on. So this probably needs to go to the forum and reach a wider audience. So you post in the forum, and this is the case for conviction voting proposals, TAO voting proposals, and cultural proposals. So they all need to go to the forum, and they can either, if they're super ready, be sent to all of these instances, or if you receive some feedback, you're invited to integrate this feedback and then repost the final proposal. And then conviction voting is for funding. TAO voting is for modifying the DNA of the DAO. Snapshot for cultural proposals and for signal. And token log is this process that we used many times to curate many proposals that come from many people in the community. So when a crowd is invited to submit proposals, we use this curation tool to then define the final vote on Snapshot. So I hope this makes sense, and that was it for SoftGov today. And I'll pass to Communitas.
Thank you, Livy. We have quite a crowd today, and I want to invite everyone here today we have 3 Communitas community calls. We have the orientation calls that happens on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. We have the TEC Lounge, which is a space that we do also with Gravity, which is it's an open space for everyone. If you want to connect with each other, if you want to know more about what was other people's favorite movie this weekend, it's a safe space, and everyone is welcome to join and participate and engage. So it doesn't feel like your typical community that we just talk about work. That's a little bit of the idea. And then we have, of course, the working group sync that happens on Monday, 8 p.m. And then on this week, we have reached 1,700 members on our Discord. We have also updated and uploaded our funding proposals on Gardens. You can take a look at it, and if you have TC tokens or if you buy, you can also vote for us, please. It will be amazing if you vote for us in the Gardens proposal. We also are working on FAQ. Cheers and kudos to Gideon, who also is starting this process of helping us building a FAQ. Basically, the FAQ, the idea is to have an update of the old FAQ that we have on the Gitbook, and also an FAQ for guides, meaning that whenever similar questions get asked on the Discord or in Twitter, we know what to answer, and we have a cohesive answer to these questions. We also are trying to do an outreach to RomDAO, and we are here sort of partnering with Labs and YGG to try to figure out how we can outreach and bridge over another community, and how we can learn both of these communities. And then on the orientation call, someone mentioned that they arrived to the orientation call thanks to the Economic Design podcast. It's an old podcast from October, if I'm not wrong, last year. But hey, if it's a nice podcast, if you want to hear it and learn more about public goods and all this stuff, it's a nice place to go. And the person who leads this podcast is also a hatcher of the TEC. And during this call, this orientation call this week, we have all these people who you see in the screenshot and a bunch more who join later. We already gave them praise for joining the orientation call and for engaging. And orientation calls are a fun place to be also. So if you feel like joining and just providing feedback or expressing how was your experience on the TEC, you're more than welcome to join the orientation call at any time you feel like. And that's much of it. That's pretty much it about this week in Communitas, and I will pass it on to Omega working group.
Yeah, thanks, Edu. I'm gonna take it for Omega, as Sevnum asked me to. So Omega, first, our weekly sync is on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. European time. And there is a link to a manifesto there on the slide. We currently have 2 initiatives, which are going to alternate each week in presenting progress and getting feedback. The first one, the token engineering ethics participatory research, is a process that we're making around not just producing a list of prescriptive and normative do's and don'ts, which do not survive the dynamics of light token network, but actually to provide practice sessions along with each principle that emerged from analyzing the focus groups, from talking with people. And so in these practice sessions, participants can like role play and learn about different decision-making frameworks of ethical reasoning and situations. So if you thought ethics wasn't sexy, you got another thing coming, because we're looking to examine different types of cases of things that have happened, things that have gone wrong, probably like the Wonderland shenanigans going on. Like should convicted felons be allowed in a multisig? Probably not, but still, it's a power dilemma. It's something contentious that we navigate those types of things in Omega. And so something else that we're working around, the Conciliant Cyberty. Again, we're looking for contributors. So if you deem yourself a subject matter expert in any of the petals of the crypto economic system flower, please tag me on a public Omega channel and make sure that you get in contact with me or Mert. And finally, we're doing some brainstorming around it. We have working needs, weaving the different initiatives and work around the ecosystem. So the leads are going to be me, Mert, and Letty. And so, next call on February 9th, we're going to have Sean, our world famous YGG and Gospel on agent-based simulations and plugging in agent behaviors. And also Mert is going to be pitching in on a research about groundwork, on a research about how algorithmic policies change our behaviors or don't. So those are the things happening. The ethics research, our token engineering, Conciliant Library, and anything and everything that comes from it. So that being said, I'm going to pass it to YGG for labs.
Hey, thanks, Mount Manu. Looking forward to that agent-based simulations session on Wednesday. Hey, everyone, I just want to take a moment to show off. Oh, wait, can you see my camera? I'm not sure if you can. This is a beautiful misty day on Vancouver Island. This is an old deprecated railway that goes up and down the island. I was just thinking some inspiration, maybe someone could make a proposal to buy the railway and we could reestablish the railways up and down the island, make a railway token or something. Anyone can make a proposal, so. I didn't update because I'm on my mobile, but the main thing I want to promote is that tomorrow labs will be diverted towards the Token Engineering Academy's AMA session. So everyone be sure to check that out. It's on the calendar there. After that, I think we have 2 more weeks of Solidity development workshops with Metaverde in the labs. And then coming up after that, we have a series called Summoning a Discord Bot Army with me and ViViV. So Really looking forward to that. And there's some token engineering office hours that happen around the space. Check out Block Science, check out Longtail Financial Discord. You can find all of those events on the calendar link in the slides there. And lots of movement happening on the proposal inverter, collaboration between the TEC and PrimeDAO and Longtail Financial. And the TEC has spun up a kind of a squad that's getting involved. So primarily Mitch and Nuggin and Mert are there. So if anyone from the TEC wants to represent the TEC in collaboration, working on the proposal inverter, feel free to reach out to myself or to Mitch or to Nuggin or to Mert. We have a doc that we've got going that is ideas on what the TEC can bring to the project. So I can share that link with you. Okay, that's everything for the labs. Probably over to Chewy for comms.
Thanks, YGG. So in comms, we have just a bunch of calls on Mondays. We're taking up like almost the whole calendar. So if you think you can contribute then in any of these teams, feel free to join us. We have open calls. And we have a general call on Tuesdays as well. Some of the stuff that we've been working on is that we have our DWork platform ready to go. So as soon as we post our funding proposal and we get it passed, we can start working on different forms of bounties. So follow our DWork workspace for this. And the T Academy team has been working on a campaign for the promoting the T Fundamentals degree. And there's going to be a call tomorrow as well about this. So if you're interested in this course, you're invited to join us. We also have been working in pre-production for the tutorial that the animation and video production team is going to put together for the reward system. HubSpot finally put out our first newsletter, so we're going to be discussing the next steps. Translations has its first translations ready, and the tutor planning is just checking out its new Airtable workspace, where we've been able to just be much better organized around our tutor planning. So if you want to join us or submit anything that is going to have an effect in our planning, please visit our Airtable workspace and don't hesitate to suggest some tweets for communicating. And with that, I'll pass it to Septi and Transparency.
Thank you, Chuy. Yeah, on transparency, like we changed the schedule. Now we are going to gather every Monday, 5 p.m. CT. Like we feeling like we need more coordination now. And yeah, this week, if you can go to the next slide, Griff. This week we've been updating like a bit of the documentation that is going to be important for the audit, like especially like the decision tracking and the multi-sig doc. And Ratio actually made a tracking hours document that is going to help us to distribute the treasury. And then, show the especially the tracking hours and the Dune analytic links are the cool ones. And we have a hero called GH. He's this is the decision tracking document. Yeah, we've been updating those with especially the conviction voting decisions. That it's only 2, but yeah, this is going to help us for the audit. And then actually, the big thing is like the Dune analytics. Right now, like if you can show there is this is a work in progress. And actually, like this next week, especially in the transparency call, we're going to discuss like all the metrics and what we want to show and if we want to make changes and everything. And the idea is like use the whole week for feedback and advice, and then on the next following week we are going to implement all the suggestions by the community. So if you have any suggestion to improve this dashboard, come to the transparency call or send a DM. And we will make that happen. And with that, I'll pass it to Griff for legal.
Thanks, Zefty. Man, this dashboard is so cool. transparency is definitely getting a level up since the passing of their first proposal. Look at this. Well done, man. So with legal, there's not a whole lot going on. We're moving our Friday call. Normally it's on Fridays, but I couldn't make it, and it's really probably just going to be a hack sesh with Ivy and I. So we went to a normal time that's really easy for her, but basically impossible for Europe to join. I don't actually remember exactly what time that was. I think it was sometime in the evening U.S. times. And all we're working on is just getting some terms and conditions up for people who are challenging proposals and making proposals, just tweaking those a little bit to improve them. And we'll get those up this week. Also, there's going to be a big Common Stack legal meeting that we're going to prepare for. Common Stack board meeting is happening next week, so that'll be fun. And with that, I'll pass it to Livia for the rewards working group.
Yeah, so the rewards, we had a few hiccups this week. So we had our second task quant that also had a problem that lost the data. What happened, according to what Christopher and Nabs think it happened, is that the first time there was no firewall, so there was bots that were just trolling the system and captured our data. But then they put a firewall, and then still the same problem happened. So they're investigating what could have been happened and trying other solutions. So the next test quant we'll have is just going to be like more internally, so we don't use the good the presence and the engagement of everyone that has been coming, and just make sure that this issue is solved. But we want to hear the experience that everyone had having task quant so far. So Mitch, Zeptimus, Christopher, and I were organizing a call to just hear everyone out. And today we had a SourceCred meeting just to see how we can. Sorry, I was looking to your screen, Griff. I got distracted. Here, I opened the SourceCred and TC. So there's this SourceCred informative post that Mateo made last year, and that's still super relevant for how SourceCred works and what we're trying to take out of it. So it's not so easy to understand what each one of the parameters mean for SourceCred. So today we had a call to go over them and set some base values, and we still had a lot of questions. So this week we'll be talking to the SourceCred team, and next Thursday before the community call, we'll have another meeting to reassess the values that we selected. So if you're interested, you can join us, and if you have any expertise in SourceCred, we would love to hear from you. And yeah, this is how we're doing. It's not so fast as we thought we were gonna be now, but it's great that we're catching all of these bugs and issues right now before the thing is really working. And still, call for quantifiers is on. So if you want to become a quantifier, join us, and you will really help to solve all of the praise that we have in the backlog.
Thanks, Olivia. Well, that's it. That's our show. So everyone gets to score 10 minutes of their day. Hope you all enjoyed the work that's been going on here. Definitely feel free to engage. The TEC's augmented bonding curve is open. If you want to be part of a new way to fund public goods, you can just buy some TEC. That's always a fun thing. Also, if you want to support other projects, the Giveth round 3 for Giveth's donation rounds is up. So if you donate if you donate even just 1 XDAI to a project, you could collect a POAP, which would be really fun. So if you want to try that, or any other innovative ways to fund public goods, there's abundance out there. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next week.